Richard is taking us down the path of a very general analysis of the way things are shaking out. Of course, we know that Michigan is challenging Ohio State in recruiting for the first time in a long time. And just your impressions of how recruiting is shaping up between the two schools.
Well, I'm looking at their class right now, and I will say that part of it is a case of Michigan has 17 kids, Ohio State has 13 kids. So when you're basing recruiting rankings off of points, yeah, Michigan is going to have an edge or be right there because of just having more data points in there. So I think that once the classes come together, though, I think Ohio State will still have the top class in the nation. I think that Michigan certainly is probably, this is one of the classes that I look at them and I'm like, okay, I can see that guy and I can see that guy. They're not necessarily going up and recruiting Connecticut and Massachusetts, which has been kind of a true yet long running joke in terms of them trying to lock down an area that is probably better known for producing lacrosse players than football players. Yet they do, as I have their class up, do have two guys from Connecticut. So maybe I should take that comment back. But I think that we'll know a lot more about Ohio State's class by the end of this month, certainly by the end of next month, as it's the big official visit weekend. But if Michigan's able to get somebody like Taylor Tatum, who is a really talented 4-star running back, I think that would be somebody really nice to have on the heels of a Donovan Edwards. I'm curious to see, what Jaden Davis, the quarterback, as a 5-star right now, what he is able to kind of bring in with him. But I think that Michigan has maybe readdressed its recruiting efforts a little bit and changed some things around. And I think that they're going to be very much a number 2 to Ohio State's number 1, and then there's probably going to be a pretty wide gap.
There was a lot of hand-wringing in Buckeye Nation. Jeremiah Smith, the big-time wide receiver, took all the Ohio State stuff off of his timeline, I guess, or his Twitter profile. I don't know, maybe Instagram. I'm not sure, and maybe making some visits or a visit somewhere else. So, but at the same time, seemed to indicate he was still a Buckeye lock. So, take all of that with a grain of salt, I guess, and that will definitely color what the ranking of this Ohio State class will be, because he's like the number 2 overall player in America behind the quarterback Raiola. So, to me, that's going to enter this discussion whether Smith sticks with Ohio State. They can't sign for another 6 months. So going to be a lot of sweating going on over there, but in Brian Hartline, you trust, and he makes multimillionaires out of everything he touches. So there you go.
I will say last year, Michigan, according to the 24/7 composite, signed 11 4-5-star guys. That's the same number they have committed right now. So, and it's a better number than I think they did in 2021 when they only had 10. So they're, doing quite well. And anytime you can get a 5-star quarterback in there, and hopefully that guy brings in others, you're doing well. But I'm with Kevin. I think you'll see Ohio State eventually overtake Michigan's recruiting in the rankings, and especially with this is going to be a big class for Ohio State, so they'll catch up numbers wise, and the average rank per recruit, I think, will be higher. And I don't know if we want to address the David Greenshield here.
Absolutely.
I'm let me see if I can bring up, because I think I did a for 2000, but I don't know that we actually decided to go, because at 2000 I think we may have gone a running back, 3 receivers, and a tight end. And I'm just looking real quick to see if I can bring that up for you. Yeah, I got it here. My 2000s, I did go with a fullback, and so exciting news there. And I think there's a fullback worthy in the early 2000s.